Hi everyone, today we're going to talk all about concealers. It takes a lot to look flawless and everyone uses it. That's right, I'm going to talk about concealing, correcting, and camouflaging. I recently got a facial and facials bring everything to the surface, so I've got a lot to conceal. First, I'm going to talk to you about the brushes. This is a concealer brush and it's usually a synthetic paddle brush. It's kind of skin colored most times, but sometimes it's different colors, like this one here that I got from Sonia Kashuk. It's pink because it came in like a breast cancer awareness set that I got. Under eye circles appear because the skin around your eyes is very thin and translucent, and the blood vessels under sometimes are more apparent. The best color concealer to use is a yellow or salmon color concealer. This diminishes bluish under eye circles. This one is from Physicians Formula and it's called Conceal Prescription, and you just need a tiny amount, and I'm using my concealer brush to apply this. I'm applying this directly under my eyes in the inner eye area and also on the top of my lid, as it gets pretty dark in that area as well. You also want to make sure that the concealer you're using for your under eye areas is very opaque and it's not very sheer. Now I'm going to take my finger and just kind of press it to melt the product into my skin. I'm pressing very lightly so it won't be too rough. Also, when you use concealer, anything you conceal is going to appear a bit smaller. Notice how that eye that's concealed looks a lot smaller than the other eye. So make sure you keep into consideration your eye shape and the size of your eyes. Now that it's opaque, I'm going to highlight my under eye area using this Mark Get Bright in light. Placing a bit under my eye areas just like this. And then I'm going to take my ring finger and I'm just going to pat it so that it's all blended evenly. I like applying highlighter here in this area so that it can reflect light and make my under eye areas a lot brighter. So just make sure it's all blended evenly. And let's not forget the golden rule of makeup to apply powder to any liquid. So I'm going to take this mineral powder and just apply it right over that area. I like using minerals in this area because it doesn't have any harsh chemicals in that very soft skin that we have under our eyes. Moving on to the areas around the nose and mouth. This is usually red due to broken capillaries, so you just want to apply a pencil concealer to this area. I'm using Marked Riddance. I like using pencil concealers in this area because it's a little bit stiffer and I can apply it exactly where I want it. It's more controlled. Make sure this is the same color as your skin. We don't want anything too light around this area. Just place it around your nose and mouth and take your concealer brush and just blend it in. And the same thing goes for concealer around your nose and mouth. Anywhere you apply concealer, it's going to make that area appear a bit smaller and more defined. So if you place it around your nose and mouth, your mouth will look more defined and crisp. The edges around your mouth will be more crisp and your nose will be more defined and it will appear smaller. Now to diminish the appearance of large pores, which is just heavy oil or sebum production, usually around your T-zone area, I'm going to be applying Dr. Brand's Pores No More. Just taking my finger and applying this directly onto the large areas. This is the best pore minimizer that I have used so far. It really does work really well on very large pores. So I just place it everywhere in my T-zone, and as you can see, it also diminishes shine. Now moving on to the main event, which is blemishes and pimples. I really like using this Mark Save the Day. This is an anti-acne concealer stick, and it has salicylic acid in it. So I like applying this directly on my blemishes or pimple area. This is going to help treat and conceal any blemishes or acne that I have. So I applied this everywhere I have acne, and I'm going to take my same concealer brush and just spread that evenly. This works really well at covering any areas of imperfections. Make sure you're only covering blemishes and pimples. You don't want to cover any moles or freckles or any beauty marks like that. You want to let your natural beauty shine. Now I like to apply a little bit more concealer. I'm going to use this Mineral Power one, but my dog got a hold of it. It's from Maybelline, and I just like applying this over the concealer that I used previously in case it didn't get rid of any spots. This is a mineral concealer, so it doesn't have any harsh chemicals or products that are gonna damage my skin. As you can see, I'm just taking my ring finger and blending this mineral concealer in. When you apply your concealer first, you want to apply your powder foundation after you conceal. I'm applying MAC Powderbuff in the shade Natural. This shade is a little bit darker than my skin, but the skin around my face is a lot lighter than my skin everywhere else, like my arms and chest. So I just want to make the area on my face the same color as my arms and chest and everywhere else. So just applying this with a blush and bronzer brush everywhere on my face. This is a really good powder foundation, and it's also a mineral foundation. So just apply this everywhere to even out my skin. I like applying a finishing powder. This is from Bare Minerals. It's called a Mineral Veil. It came in a set with the kabuki brush, so I'm just applying this to the high points of my face and then blending that to everywhere else. Now I'm going to highlight my cheekbones to make them appear more prominent. I'm using this MAC Special Reserve. It's in the color Chez, and I'm using an angled face contour brush just to the apples of my cheeks. For blush, I'm using MAC Good Glowing in Cameo Glo. Using a Sonia Kashuk brush, I'm just applying this right under the apples of my cheeks. For my lip gloss, I'm going to use a lip tint and gloss duo. This is MAC Gloss Gorgeous in Bella. Quickly moving on to the eyes, I'm going to use several eye marks. This is from a palette that I created. This first one here is eye mark in Fairy Dust. Just applying that all over my lid. Next, I'm going to take eye mark in Wink Wink and apply that using a blending brush into my crease and just blending it out very well. Using eye mark in Whisper and a little bit of Biscotti, I'm going to highlight my brows. Using the same brush, I'm going to take eye mark in Biscotti, taking the shimmering cream color straight to the inner eye area to highlight. And now my eyeshadows are complete, and next I'm going to move on to eyeliner. I'm going to use a liquid eyeliner. This is MAC On The Edge in Clio to line my lids. And I always create a small little wing to the end of my eye. Now I'm going to take MAC No Place to Run in Jet Set and apply this right under my eyelid in my lower eye area and then on my waterline. Moving on to mascara, I'm going to use Bare Essentials Buxom Lash. As you can see, I'm not using an eyelash curler. I'm just going to apply this directly to my lashes. I like the way it looks a little bit more natural than using an eyelash curler. But I am applying 2 coats to each eye. And we're all done! So there you have my video on how to apply concealer and where to apply it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye!